What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. So the past couple of days have not been very nice to us. We are down definitely in the past 2 days, but that comes with the game, guys. That comes with sports betting. You have to understand that if you want to sports bet, if you want to be a profitable sports bettor, there's literally no one on planet Earth. You could take the best sports bettor in the world, and I'm not saying I'm the best sports bettor in the world, but literally everyone has had losing streaks, especially over a couple of days span, of course, right? And I try to say that type of stuff every single day. If you guys want to see, every day I track everything. Every single day you can come on this channel, and within a day or two, I am updating this graph, and it's going to get updated the entire year. 2026 performance. I am super into being super transparent, tracking everything. I think if you are giving out plays to people and having people put their hard-earned money on bets, you have to be able to track your bets, and especially if I'm in a position giving bets out to you guys on YouTube or Twitter or wherever, you need to show your tracks, okay? Tracking your bets. So if people are not tracking their bets that you're following, that's probably a red flag, and they need to be able to show you their actual win-loss, their actual record, which you will see every single day on this channel without doubt. So we are still up about 53 units over the course of the last month, which is extremely good. By the way, if you go up 50 units over 12 months, so 50 units over the course of a year, that puts you to, so what is this? What am I even trying to write? So 12 months, that puts you up 600 units on a year, right, guys? So we are on track. Obviously, the last couple of days of January is closing up. We are on track for a 600 unit year, which would actually be our best year ever if we keep up that track. All right, guys. So we are extremely ahead of schedule, which is great to see. I also have tracked everything over the past 2 years, so 2024 and 2025. As you will see, guys, it's the same pattern that you're always going to see, right? There's going to be ups and downs. It's kind of this like wave pattern, right? Where there's ups and downs day to day, week to week. Who really cares, right? At this point, these kind of weekly moves by these couple of days moves don't even really affect me. You have to get to this point where you're not thinking about things in a emotional standpoint at all, and you have to understand that there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be ebbs and flows with this, and again, I say this type of stuff when we go up 10 units. I'm going to say the same stuff. I'm going to say, guys, not every day we're going to go up 10 units. You have to understand that. We're going to have days where we go down. We're going to have days where it seems like nothing's hitting. And then same thing when we have bad days, right? I'm going to say the same type of stuff. I even said this a past couple of days, right? I think it was this day right here where I was kind of explaining the wins and losses. I think this was Wednesday, if I get my days correct, but we hit this one for 8 units. So this was nice to see, right? Everything goes correlated together, and we hit this for a big 4-man for 8 units, but we literally had 5 misses or 6 misses, something like that. So overall in the day, you go up 8 units, you go down 6 units or whatever, let's just say, you overall go up 2 units. And it's because we hit this big entry right here. And I even said this in Wednesday's video that, guys, there's going to be times where we might not hit this 9x. We might go 15 straight where we're missing 15 entries in a row. But you have to understand that we could go 15 dry and then hit 2 9x's, and those 2 9x's would pay for the 15 slips that we went dry, right? So that's kind of the name of the game, guys. As you're going to see in my tracking, the record, we lose a ton more than we win, and that is part of the program, right? We are literally we're going into this knowing that we're going to lose a ton, okay? The reason being is because when we do hit, we hit 9x or 10x entries with correlation, which means that we're going to go up a ton when we do hit our entries. So you could scroll through your PrizePicks account and have 25 plays in there and maybe only see 3 or 4 hits, but the 3 or 4 hits might be 9x, 10x entries. Everything else is a miss, and you would be up profitable because of those 9x or 10x entries, just those couple of entries that you did hit, okay? So going into yesterday, right, we had a lot of 0-4s, and if you are a member of this channel, if you follow this channel, you guys know that I actually like 0-4s. The reason why I like 0-4s is because it's very correlated together. This goes to show that what we do works. It's just the opposite side ended up happening, right? And I want to go over this game a little bit here. This game with this duo of players here in the white, these little white jerseys here, because this guy got 1 kill, this guy got 3 kills. Now, I know this because I literally looked at these odds last night, so probably like 12 hours ago, but this was a complete even game, all right? You could look on Bovada, you could look on Pinnacle, you could look on ThunderPicks, which is a eSports focused betting app or betting website where I get a lot of information from, but this game was literally minus 115, minus 115. So it was completely even odds. Vegas or the sports bakers, whatever you want to say, had no idea what team was going to win, what team was going to lose. Now, if we go look at this game, and I have it pulled up here, they played 2 maps. We bet on this UP guys to go over and get over their kill projection. But what ended up happening, again, this was completely even odds from a Vegas perspective. But what ended up happening is UP actually gets completely clean swept. Okay, so they go 0-2. The first map, they get 3 kills. The second map, they get 3 kills, and the other team that they played got 15 kills. So if we look at the side here and we bet on this guy Henna and we bet on this guy Grizzly to go over, Grizzly gets 2 kills, Henna gets 0 kills, and everyone else on this team 0 kills, 1 kill, 0 kills, right? If we look at the second game, very similar stuff here, right? It was 6-18 because they also lost this game. 0 kills, 1 kill, 4 kills, and 1 kill, okay? So literally everyone on this team on the left side went under their line, and everyone on the right side of this team right here, on these teams right here, ended up going over their line because they ended up winning that game, of course, right, guys? So at the end of the day, correlation works. Sometimes the overs are going to hit, sometimes the unders are going to hit. It just kind of depends how the game is going to end up going. It was very hard to know how this game was going to turn out. I thought that this game was going to go 1-1, causing maybe UP to go over, but unfortunately they did get 2-0'd, right? Doesn't matter anyway because these guys also did not have a very good game. But again, if I took all unders, for example, this would have went 4-0. And in hindsight, you could obviously be like, well, of course, if you took all unders. But you guys have to understand that these things are paired together just like NFL would be with taking, let's just say, Sam Darnold and JSN over. It's similar with League of Legends and with Counter-Strike and with Call of Duty. Now, I want to kind of wrap this up going over these plays because I'm talking a lot, but this was a play of the day yesterday on yesterday's YouTube video. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit. This was extremely close. This was probably the closest one we had, and this one was a little bit of a heartbreaker, to be fair. This is a 9x, so if we did hit this one, this would have been great, and we might have even been in the green yesterday if this did hit. But unfortunately, these guys missed by 3 kills. Literally, the sole reason why this missed was because of this Hook guy right here. He played absolutely horrible. Everyone else on his team had like 50 kills and stuff and did great. They did fine. Hook had like 20 kills, okay? He underperformed so hard. This guy was playing so horribly. And yeah, if we just maybe wouldn't have taken Hook in this 3-man or this little like trio, or maybe we took a duo or something, this probably would have hit, which is sad because yeah, I've never seen a player like play so underperform from his team in Call of Duty. Normally everyone plays kind of the same amount, right? Everyone kind of gets the same amount of stuff. They do the same amount of stuff, but this Hook guy played horrible. So that's unfortunate there, obviously. And then yesterday's play was Kings money line. I was very clear that Kings were very likely not going to win this game, but they were up by 10 points in the fourth quarter. At one point I checked it, they had an 85% chance to win. Unfortunately, Tyrese Maxey puts up like 45 points or something, hits a buzzer beater. It wasn't actually a buzzer beater, but he gets like a layup and an and one, I believe, with 1 second left in this game. The 76ers come back and actually win this game, and this would have been a 5.5x our money. So at the end of the day, it was a good call, right? The Kings had all of the opportunities in the world to go ahead and win this game. They just come up short and do go ahead and lose this game by just 2 points, and they were actually 11 to 12 point underdogs in this game, okay? So can't really hate that one. I mean, it was a close one at the end of the day. And then we did take St. Louis Blues on moneyline on REBET to go ahead and hit. That did hit, and then we did hit one of these sleeper plays here, all right, guys? So as you guys know, there's ups and downs in this game. This is literally the point. It's so funny to me because this is the point right here where everyone quits. You'll see people where they're just not used to it. They're not built for the game, right? We're right here, and if you zoom out the past 30 days, guys, look how much we're up. We started here on January 1st, and we're up to here, right? And so many people will be like in this point right here, and they'll be like, "Oh man, like this guy doesn't know what he's doing. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about." And this is why it's really important to track all your bets. On Pikkit, for example, you can download this for free. You can get set up within 5 minutes and have all of your bets track automatically for you. It works in the background for you like a little helper to track all your bets. All you have to do is link your account. And this is what I use to track my bets, guys. It's really important to track your bets because you can do these little zoom outs and you can say, oh, it's been a rough couple of days, but zooming out, look how much we're up over the past month, right? And you would say the same stuff here, which was like last week. You would say the same stuff here, which was like 2-3 weeks ago, and you would say the same thing here, which was a couple of days into January. You might be a little bit down in the dumps. Oh man, we've had a past not so good days, and then we come up back here, go down, come up, and again, this is the pattern that we just recreate over and over and over again, guys. You'll see this over the course of 25 months, right? Over 8,000 bets. So this is what we do here. Again, it's a little bit of tough love, but if you are really about it, if you are really about that life, you've got to stick through it. You've got to understand that we win long term. I don't know how else to say it, right? We might be, next week, and we'll probably be at all-time highs or something like that. And if we're not, I'm going to be saying the same stuff. If we are at all-time highs, I'm going to be saying the same stuff too. So let's get into the plays here. Again, like, comment, subscribe for a Nico Collins signed jersey giveaway. This is the last day to do that. This is going to be, the last day to do this because I'm giving this away tomorrow, right? So like, comment for that Nico Collins jersey. First play of the day is going to be back to the NBA, back to money lines. This is a much more reasonable pick, so to speak, than the Kings money line. That was a bit of a long shot, but we are taking the Orlando Magic money line tonight versus the Raptors. And again, this is pretty even odds, so it's pretty 50-50, but I do think the Magic has the favor here, and I think they probably have like a 65 to 70% chance of winning, which is exactly what you want to do in these sports bets. You want to find odds that are different than what you think that they might be or your research entails that they might be. So Magic right now is priced at about 50-50, maybe 55-45 Magic to win, and I think they more have like a 65 or 70% chance of winning this game, okay? So obviously that means the Magic could still obviously lose. It's still an NBA game, but we are going to take the Magic money line tonight, and we've been doing really well on these straight bets, especially on this channel, so hopefully you guys have been tailing. REBET is an app that I really love. They have really good odds, honestly. I kind of forgot how good their odds are compared to other sports books. So I've been using them quite a lot. ONYX odds is great because they have this massive sign-up bonus where you guys can get $200. But I'll be honest, REBET most of the time does have better odds than ONYX odds does. So again, both of them are great to have in your arsenal, right? Get the free $200. ONYX runs promos. REBET is another one that just, they just have really good odds for a lot of these books, especially in states like Texas that doesn't have, DraftKings and FanDuel and all that good stuff. You guys can get REBET, get 2 free months of the VIP. You'll also get a $100 deposit match with your deposit that you do put into REBET. All I'm asking you to do is put $10 into REBET, and you will get that 2 months of the VIP. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And you guys can also sign up for Kalshi. You guys can also sign up for BETR, and BETR is only a $5 deposit today as well. Again, my number is up here on the screen where you guys can text me for these different apps, and you can start profiting with us on the VIP. All right, guys. So here's the play of the day on PrizePicks, and we do have an NBA play and we have a League of Legends play. All right, guys, and I'm going to get into this League of Legends play. But first of all, in the NBA, I'm taking Tim Hardaway Jr. to go under 14.5 points. I like his under on points. This might bump down to 13.5, which would be unfortunate because, 1 point in the NBA can make all the difference. So take it at 14.5. If it does bump down, then maybe look for his points rebounds or his points rebounds assists, which is his PRA. All of them are pretty similar to each other because he gets a lot of points, but he doesn't get that many rebounds assists. So let's say if he does get like 10 points in this game, he's likely going to go under everything, okay? So take his under points at 14.5. If this does bump to 13.5, then look at his points rebounds or look at his PRA, okay? I like him under tonight just in general. So this is going to be the play in the NBA, and the play in League of Legends that I'm pairing it up with is going to be Curse. This is happening tomorrow afternoon, I believe, and I'm taking him under 3 kills for the map that they're playing. Now, this is another one where it's very even odds, okay? Actually, the team that this guy is on is favored to lose in this game, so he probably has like a 40% chance of just straight up losing, right, and his team losing. If this does happen, not 40% chance of losing. He has a 40% chance of winning. So he has like a 60% chance of losing. So a 60% chance of losing is what his team has, right? If this does happen when he loses, this is very likely to go under, okay? It's very unlikely that his team is going to lose and he goes over his line. I'll be very surprised if that does happen. So there's like a 60% chance his team loses. And again, there's a 60% chance that he probably is going to go under because he's very likely to go under if his team loses. Now, obviously, there's a 40% chance that means that his team wins. Now, I think in this scenario where his team actually does take the W, there's still not a very good chance that he gets 3 kills, right? I think it's more likely, obviously, but I think he probably gets about 2 to 4 kills if his team wins, which means 2 kills, we obviously would hit the entry, 3 kills, it would push, which would be fine, and then 4 kills, we would unfortunately miss, okay? So I think within a reasonable expectation, I think he gets probably 1 to 4 kills in this game. And if you guys, see it here, 1 kill we would win, 2 kills we would win, 3 kills we would push, 4 kills we would unfortunately lose, okay? Now, I'll be surprised if he does go ahead and get like 10 kills. It could obviously happen, but this is a solid play, right? I think, the odds do weigh in our favor because he's likely to get, more in that lower end range than that higher end range, okay? So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Again, his team is favored to lose. You always want to try to take the teams or the players where their team is favored to lose. You want to try to take them under, because if they lose, they're probably going to not get many kills. If they win, they're probably going to get a ton of kills, okay? Sometimes I don't follow that rule, but sometimes, most of the time I do, right? So here's the play of the day on PrizePicks. Here's the play on REBET. Again, finishing off in this video here, like, comment, subscribe for this signed Nico Collins jersey. I appreciate you guys. Again, I realize it's been a kind of a rough couple of days. We've gone dry on a lot of entries. We've had some 0-4s. We've had some close misses, some 3 out of 4s, but that's part of the game, right? That's sports betting. I don't want to sugarcoat anything, and I never will ever say that we are guaranteed to win or we're going to win every single day. That's just not how sports betting works. You have to think about things over month-to-month basis, or at least 2 to 3 week basis at least, to have enough bets under your belt to be profitable or not profitable, because some of the best sports bettors ever are definitely going to have losing days, of course. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.